Welcome to Latino Talk TV. I'm your host, Ben Mendez, joined by Mr. Javier Perez and Ilse Garcia. Today we're going to talk a little politics, and then after that we're going to talk a little business, financial business that is. We have Captain Hook coming up later. Captain Hook is going to be on the show. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but we actually have playoff season coming up with the Houston Rockets.
Hopefully.
Well,
they can
they're
still
8th
tank.
seed right now.
They can still tank,
they're in there
man.
by half a game.
Oh my goodness.
Half a game. Can you
But
believe that?
how many games left?
I think there's like 7 or 8 games. Yeah, it's
oh,
not
man,
much.
a lot could happen in that, Ben.
Yeah, well,
It may not be a happy ending.
cross
for,
your fingers,
for
cross your
Rockets
toes.
fans. Oh man, I tell you.
Yeah, well, hopefully it happens.
Yeah. Yeah,
And baseball's coming up right along.
Oh, baseball will be a great baseball season.
Hopefully,
Looking forward to baseball.
Well,
season.
you know what? Every year we say it's going to be a great season.
No, we don't. This year it's going to be a great season.
You said that last
No,
year.
I didn't.
You said that the year before.
No, I did not. I said we were working toward that, and we're here.
Oh, yeah.
We're here,
right.
baby. We're here.
He's changing his story now.
No.
He's changing his story.
I mean, I know football, basketball, soccer, not, but I know baseball, and these guys are really going to do it this year.
Okay. Did you watch the news this weekend? Did you
No.
see what's going on with the presidential race?
You know what, Ben? I was in Surfside Beach all weekend, so I didn't get a chance to look at a lot of TV.
So I know Ilsa was hurt this weekend. Hillary lost all the races.
Oh, I
this
heard
weekend.
that. Yeah.
Bernie Sanders took
you know,
pretty
she's
much.
Hillary, 100%. You know that. That's okay. I think she'll be all right.
I think she's okay.
I think she'll be A-okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting what happens with Mr. Trump. You know, Trump is running for president, obviously.
You know, that's just getting worse and worse. I can't believe that the way this race has denigrated, down to, it's pretty soon he's going to say, well, my dad's bigger than your dad, and my dad could beat up your dad. I say, my God, are we back in third grade? The way these candidates are acting.
Well, then they
smokes.
talked about the sex scandal for Ted Cruz. As you know, Trump has been pushing that real hard. I don't think that's going to go very far, but it'll be interesting to see what happens down the road. We have a couple states. California's coming up soon. We got New York coming up.
Yeah.
And as you know, there was some harsh remarks made about New York folks by Trump and by Cruz.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Gonna see what happens. Yeah.
All right, so now let's get into our guest here. We have the Houston Money Week we're going to talk about now. And we have Miss Veronica Martinez. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And Captain Hook is here. Everybody know me this? Actually, it's Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
And Susan Kaiser, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us here.
I just
Thank
have
you.
to ask, Halloween was over back in October, right?
2 months ago.
I just have to ask this, why the costume?
6
months ago.
6 months ago, I love dressing up as Benjamin Franklin and helping educate people about
The dollar bill?
the dollar bill, the $100 bills.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I haven't been receiving as many dollars lately. Have you?
Oh, man, that's the problem we got. That's the whole problem we got right there, Ben.
Man, we need to find a way to make some money.
Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what? You know what we used to do in the old days? We used to go pick up cans back when I was a kid.
I remember we used to go pick. I could beat that. We used to go pick up bottles,
Bottles.
and you take
Like
it straight
Coke
to the
bottles?
store, and they'd give it to you right there. Yeah.
So how did you make money back in the day?
Newspapers.
You used to throw the newspaper?
Down on Harrisburg.
Used to have a route?
We used to have a route. My dad had a route, so he used to put us up on the route.
Put y'all to work.
Yeah.
Was it the Post or the Houston Chronicle?
It was the Chronicle, but then it was the subasta.
Oh, so it was a combination.
Yeah, he used to have the subasta and then the Chronicle. Yeah.
Tell you, man.
Wow.
So let's talk about Houston Money Week. Now, there's been a lot of talks about financials because of April coming up down the road. Have you done your taxes?
Not yet, Ben.
I didn't expect to hear a yes. I kind of knew.
You would have been so surprised if I said yes.
So tell us what's going on.
Certainly. Well, to introduce you to Houston Money Week, Houston Money Week is a community-wide financial education initiative that really focuses on working with families, individuals, veterans, and small business owners on introducing them and connecting them with the resources available to them in the greater Houston area, but really at the end of the day, just giving them financial empowerment over their own finances, whether it's on the individual, family, or the small business level. Just really giving them that information that's so crucial to be able to survive just daily.
And you're just kind of tagging along.
No, I am the face of Houston Money Week. So
Okay.
so I get to go out and visit with with the kids and talk to them about Houston Money Week and financial literacy. So showing them the importance of actually saving money, putting money aside, developing a savings account. Getting that process
And
started
when you
early
walk
on.
in, do you go to the classroom?
I have been in the classroom
when
dressed
you walk
up.
in the
Yes.
classroom, what do they say?
After the initial shock, they're all really excited to see me, and especially
It's Captain Gancho.
So do they even know who Benjamin Franklin is?
It's amazing. A lot of kids do. They do. Nowadays, they start talking about money. I've noticed that a lot of teachers start bringing that subject into the classroom early on and start talking about money and what are dimes, dollars, and everything. Start bringing that up with them. So a lot of them do know who I am, but you still have to. It's still important to go in and tell them the importance of actually saving that dollar instead of going out and buying some candy
So
or doing
it's
something else
Benjamin Franklin Ramirez.
with it. Ramirez.
Hey, man, been around.
For a long time.
They were
around for a long
the
time.
founding fathers.
How about you, Ms. Kaiser? What are you doing hanging out with these two?
Having a lot of fun, obviously. So one of the fun things about Houston Money Week is that all of our events that we offer are free. And so in order to be a partner in our event, it has to be free because we want the public to be engaged. And as you can tell by having been here, we're about having fun while we do some serious business. We know that sometimes it's hard to talk about your money and what you're doing right or also what you're doing wrong. And being real honest and transparent about what do I do to change it so that I can save up to start that business, or I can help my children understand how they can save for their future going to college and what that looks like. And so we want to highlight those things. We have a great, vibrant young city here, but if we don't help people manage their finances, those dreams can't come true. So I'm a part of that education. You can tell I'm really about educating people, and so the opportunity to do that is great.
The teacher comes out on her.
Yeah.
It
I was
does.
just gonna say the teachers coming out.
I
in
have to
there.
apologize, but it's a passion of mine to help people, become more than we ever thought possible.
Good, good.
You know, Nick, my son, worked at the rodeo over the he worked
First
at
job.
the rodeo. Yes, his first real job, and went last Monday after the rodeo, and they paid him in cash. He made like over $500.
Oh yeah, for the whole rodeo.
For a week's work.
Oh, a
man.
week? Wow. Okay.
$500. He worked all kinds of hours. But
I saw him working.
Yeah.
He was making
And,
snow cones.
So he was ready on Facebook, with his money all fatted out. He's,
You gotta tell him
But
how old he
he
is.
says he's 15.
Okay.
And he says he wants to save for his first car. What he wanted to do. So.
But see, if he was a businessman, we have a perfect event coming up that he could have gone to. Tell him about that, Veronica.
Absolutely. So one of the opportunities available, especially to the small business owner, is we actually have Houston Money Week has a 2-day small business seminar. The first day will be in English, all workshops in English. The next day would be on a Saturday. All the workshops are the same material, information, but in Spanish. And we actually kick it off April the 7th in the evening with a meet the mentor kind of day. So the small businesses that register, you have to register. It's at the Cámara de Empresarios. But when they register, they'll actually get connected with a mentor who's going to help walk them through all the information that they're going to receive at the event. So
You don't realize it, but there's a connection here with the Cámara. Did y'all know that?
No.
No.
The chairman of the Cámara, his name is Jose Luis Jimenez, is actually, we started the show together.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
he was a co-host
Yeah.
back probably 7 years ago until about a year and a half ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, for about 4 years he
That
was
is
with
so
us.
neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately he had to get a surgery on his tongue, so he was unable to continue.
Wow.
Yeah, but everything's working out for him now. He's in good health. So I'm glad to hear the Cámara de Empresarios is involved with you all.
And if I may, with the Cámara and with the different organizations, kind of Houston Money Week is actually a collaboration of different partners, including business owners, nonprofits, universities like the University of Houston, financial institutions, credit unions, and it's
credit
all. And it's actually all volunteer work. So the opportunity to have the events at these places, it's all free. It's all free. It's all really the organizations giving of their time and their energy and their resources to be able to host these events. So
Well, I don't know about you all, but have y'all run a credit report lately?
No.
No, I have not. No.
Well, back when I first started my business, I ran my credit report. I hadn't never really paid attention to it, honestly, until I started trying to get loans for my business. And I realized then that someone had been using my Social Security number to rent apartments. And then they would stay there for like 3 or 4 months, and then they would leave.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so they were looking for me.
And not in a good way, huh?
Not in a good way.
Like, you haven't paid your X number of months for rent.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And so I had these blemishes on my credit report that, and then to take it off, forget it. You might as well just leave it there for 7 years.
Yeah.
Because
Good luck with that.
No, it was you. It was you. It was you. We have a copy of your driver's license. I had lost my wallet with my Social Security card number in it. Yeah, and so apparently they just went in and used whatever they could, my information, and I started renting apartments.
I got to tell you, that's one of the big benefits about the Houston Money Week, because we have such a variety of events that are going on and a variety of topics that we're talking about. We're not only talking about saving money and putting money away, we're talking about repairing your credit. We're visiting with college students. I'm doing something with HCC this week and visiting with college students, showing them what's a stock. What's a mutual fund? A lot of people don't know what that stuff is. And so a lot of the people that are involved with Houston Money Week, they're, like Veronica mentioned, we're donating our time to do this and to cover all these things and answer any questions that the public might have about finances. Funny story about that, someone stealing your identity. Well, I guess it wasn't a very funny story for the gentleman that it was involved with, but he received a check in the mail from his mortgage company, paying off his house. And it was the remaining balance that was from the insurance company, and that was mailed to him. He receives a check. It's about a $30,000 check, and the gentleman's like, oh, great, I just got a $30,000 check. I wonder what this is for. So he goes to the bank to go talk to his banker and tell him about this check that he got from the bank. Banker says, well, that's really weird. Let me look this up for you. He prints out a copy of his death certificate. Someone had stolen his identity and had gone out and bought a house under his name, under his social, and basically said that he had passed away, got a death certificate. And can you imagine sitting at the bank, sitting across the desk, and then someone handing your death certificate to you and saying, this is why you're receiving this check. So it's very important to pull your credit report. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
My life.
Wow.
And that's one of the important things, pulling up that credit report, and you can get that for free. Once a year, you can pull that information up for free and see what's on your credit and start disputing those types of transactions that are not yours.
Now you can actually. How does it work pulling your credit report? Can you go to each company and pull it once, or just once from and that's it for all of them included? Or
so you can go
how does
into
that
each
work?
company and pull each one, and you can go to each company and request a copy for each one.
Should you do that?
Definitely, you definitely should do that.
From all the companies?
From all the companies, because each bank or each financial institution uses a different reporting agency.
Yeah.
So my background was in banking before, and we used Equifax. That's who we reported to. And so we didn't report to TransUnion or report to some of the others. And so you want to be able to pull from each one of them and see, because you might not have this exact same thing on each one of them.
So the three major credit bureaus are,
Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion.
and we need to check those.
You need to check those.
I can never remember those. I must have Alzheimer's.
It's a banking thing. I have a banking background, and so we use the three major credit bureaus.
Yep.
And the website that the consumer can go to is www.annualcreditreport.com. And you're entitled, as a consumer, you're actually entitled to one free inquiry. I mean, if you want your score, you pay a very small fee. It's like $7 or $8 per bureau, but you get that information for free if you just want to see the activity. And it's once a year, a 12-month rolling period. And I'm on the home ownership side, and so my other hat, my hat that I wear in the banking world is I'm a mortgage loan officer. And you're talking about pulling credit. I pull credit every single day, and I'm the one that shares the news with the consumer, saying, look, this is what's on your credit. And unfortunately, most of the time, a lot of this stuff, sometimes it's a shock, saying, oh, I didn't know that's on my credit. And it's like, hey, well, did you know? And that's what Houston Money Week is there to do, is to give them the did you know you have rights as a consumer. You have these resources to you that are available for free.
That's That's great to know, Ben. So what would you tell? Say, I know you're probably going to be talking to a lot of college kids. What about high school kids?
Great question. We actually, just today, we're grading our essay. We have an essay contest that we do each year. We give 3 scholarships to high school students in the area. They have to write on a topic of talking about saving and budgeting and how it's impacted their life personally. And so we just got through grading essays today and picking our winners. We haven't announced those yet, but they'll be honored and announced at our luncheon. And we also engage middle school students in doing that. So we pick one winner from the middle school, and that's a scholarship for them to use to college. Additionally, we do something called 100 Teens, where we invite high school seniors to come out. Now, that's a closed event. You have to be invited to it because kids are coming out of school to it, and they'll spend the day with us talking about planning for college. So one of the big challenges we see with young people when they start college is they don't know how to manage their money. And
So how do they get involved in that program, the college, the high school?
So the high school thing is if they can reach out to us at the Federal Reserve Bank, Susan Kaiser, and we work with the teachers, bring the students in specifically to do that.
Do you know by any chance the LULAC folks, the LULAC education component of LULAC?
I do not.
They do the scholarships?
I would love to
I
work
think
with
we
them.
need to connect you all
Absolutely.
because they deal with students all day long, every day.
Absolutely. And one of the things that people are curious about, we've talked about a lot of different types of activities. We have a website, HoustonMoneyWeek.org, where they can go. The events are listed there. We have over 100 and some events that will be happening during Houston Money Week, and people can click on, what their age group is, what they're interested in. Is it credit? Is it buying a home? Is it just learning about budgeting? What do they want to do, and see what's in their area and what might work with their schedule.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to hear more about what you're doing. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Latino Talk TV. I'm your host, Ben Mendez. And by the way, this is live television. We're in the East End, the famous East End of Houston, Texas. We're like half a mile from downtown, more or less. I tell you what, great weather today also.
Oh, beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather.
man.
Yeah, and they say it's going to rain, but hopefully the rain will not come to the East End. So let's talk a little bit about what you all are doing. I know you have a couple events. You have an event coming up on April the 9th at Ripley House. Let's talk a little bit about that one.
Certainly. So the event at the Ripley House is actually on Saturday, April the 9th. April is Financial Literacy Month, but the events surrounding Houston Money Week, most of them are during the week of the 9th through the 16th. So this one, to kind of kick off Houston Money Week, is Dimes into Dollars, and it's actually from 9:30 in the morning to 1. And we'll have activities for the kids. We're actually going to have workshops over, credit 101, just basics of savings. There will be different vendors, the other partners coming in and giving information to the community, to the families that attend on just everything related to financial literacy.
Well, if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be saving any money. I'm terrible, terrible about saving money. Now, my wife has like a secret account. I don't have access to it.
Smart lady.
Smart lady.
Stay away from that.
I can't touch it. I don't even know where that account is.
Yeah.
Maybe some bank. I don't know.
That's
Union.
why your
I don't know.
your wife is a rocket scientist. Okay.
Yeah, she works at NASA. She is a scientist. But let's talk about another event, the scavenger event, 13th through the 16th of April. The same
Yes.
one.
So the scavenger hunt is an opportunity for teams to come together, and the teams can be anywhere between 4 to 5 people, and it's only $25 to register. But the teams will have a couple of days, kind of like a window of opportunity open from the 13th through the 16th, and they'll visit different locations within Loop 610, all centrally located. And at each stop, they will learn something different about financial education, about saving, investing, small business topics, things like that. And the winners of the scavenger hunt, the winning team actually will receive $1,000 to give to their nonprofit or charity of choice.
Okay. So the scavenger hunt, because when I say scavenger hunt, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm going to be looking for something. So you guys have, I guess, hidden some things, and you have to find those things on a sheet of paper, or how does that work?
So we actually have an app for it, and so
Okay.
there's going to be an app. We're going to kick it off on Wednesday, and then they'll have a couple of days to solve some problems that'll be available on the app. So some financial questions, maybe about interest or about how to check your credit, just like we talked about. And then on Saturday morning, they'll actually have the opportunity to get in the car and go from location to location, and they'll be able to check in on the app and earn points, and then they'll cross the finish line at another one of our events, Moolah Gras, which will be at Eastside University over by U of H area.
Okay.
And so you'll get points on the app for doing certain activities or solving certain financial questions, and then the team with the most points will win.
Okay.
It's fine.
So get your teams together.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your
good.
teams together.
So have you done a scavenger hunt?
Back when I was in college. And I don't want to say anything else about it.
Let's not go into details.
Strange place.
Irsa?
No, well,
No?
I'm sticking with Javier.
All right, we won't get into that. All right, there's a vendors event on April 15th. Tell us about that one.
Correct. It will actually be held at the VA hospital, but it's an open event. Most of these events are open to the public. And this event will be catered around to really the veteran community and also the employees of the VA hospital. So we'll have different vendors there. They're all partners of Houston Money Week, including local universities, colleges, financial institutions. Just focusing on giving the veteran community the information that's available to them.
Now, I'm assuming you would find a lot of folks that are actually doing their taxes, that, trying to, for the first time, some of the high school students and some of the adults for the first time. We won't mention any names.
I've done the taxes a time or two.
Pat, his wife does them. But do you all have like a workshop where they actually fill out their forms to turn into the IRS?
So the VITA sites have been great partners with us through ManyWeek for the last 6 or 7 years. And so the VITA sites are all over the city of Houston. You can go to the website and look those up. We have even VITA sites clear as far north as Conroe. So that's a great place to go and have them work with you individually about how do I fill out my taxes, what do I do that refund check if I'm getting that, am I getting the earned income credit if that's something that I can get. So
Because we've talked many times, there's a lot of scams out there, people that claim they can do your taxes, but the reality it's a scam, right?
Yeah.
So do you all have any information on that?
So go to our website. You should be able to find out information about where those VITA sites are.
Okay.
Yeah, I think isn't that what Felix Fraga's involved in? I know he has one of the
At Ripley House.
at Ripley House, and
Ripley
there's
House, yep.
other. They have a great system set up over
Right.
there.
Yeah.
They do your
Not,
taxes for free.
we're not talking about the scams. We're talking about
They do your taxes
They
for
will
free.
do your taxes for free, and Mr. Fraga, Mr. Felix has been doing this for many years, and he really promotes that.
Well, he's only worked there like 70 plus years.
The neighborhood centers is a great partner.
Right.
They do wonderful activities like the tax assistance that they do at all of their locations.
Do you remember doing your first taxes?
Well, I don't even think they called it an easy form back then. It was back. Hey, I just filled it in, got my 200-300 withholding back, and I was cool, baby. I was full of my tag.
How about you? Do you remember that day?
I remember, and I remember spending that money too.
Yeah.
I
good
remember
earned
my first paycheck. Who is this FICA dude? He has my money.
I hate when that happens. And how about you? Do you remember your first check that you received
Oh,
from
yes.
the IRS?
But I remember spending that so quickly. And, and I see that. I mean, I see so many families right now that are filing their income taxes and receiving that money and saying, what do I do with it? What's the next step? How do I, and these opportunities through Houston Money Week will show them how to invest, how to save, how to use that money to buy their first home. So, but yeah, I remember very clearly that first check that I received. I was so excited.
And I know Benjamin Franklin didn't get any checks.
I didn't get any checks back, so I was going to say, shame on you for spending all your money. Shame on all of you for spending all your money. Instead of investing or putting it away. Shame on you.
Shame on y'all.
Yeah, shame on y'all. Put it in a savings account for college.
How about you? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was delivered by Dinosaur, but I remember it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what was your first job? I'm just curious.
So my first job was, I was underage to work, but I worked at a fast food establishment.
Okay.
It wasn't named
Ah,
it
you were
was because I
cheating.
was 14.
You were
yes.
cheating.
Well, you could get papers to work if you got your parents to sign, and my parents were willing to sign. So.
Okay. Your first job?
First job was construction. My uncle owned his own construction
Oh, that
company.
doesn't count.
Hey, he worked me. He took advantage of child labor. I was only 14 when I did
I thought
that.
you were flying kites, John.
So what was your first real job?
First real job, food establishment as well.
Okay.
And I was 16 years old, and I was really good at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, I went from selling footwear. That was my very
Footwear.
first job. Yes.
Yeah.
And I moved straight into banking. Literally the morning of my high school graduation, I dropped off my resume with the bank and I was hired that summer. So I've been in banking ever since then.
Wow. Long time.
Long time.
Yeah. How about you?
I worked at Wiener's department
Wieners.
store. Yeah.
Man, does it still have a store here in Houston?
No, they closed it down years ago. It was on 610, and I was in the jewelry department. And I've been addicted since then.
And you?
Let's move on, Ben. No, I
was
did
your
work
first job?
construction. And you know what? I think one of my first real jobs was here in the East End. I worked at Old Shan Lumber Company, right down the
Oh,
street
yeah?
from us. Yeah, I remember way back when.
I'll be darned. My first job was at Target. Target.
RJ.
Target, yeah. I used to work, I used to have to put stuff on the shelves after, I think it was like 10 p.m. when they would close. So unload the boxes and put everything on the shelves. And then we would have to get out of there by, I think it was like 8 or 9 in the morning when they opened the doors. So we had to be out the door.
Not
But anyway,
stalker.
long time ago.
Did you save any of that money, Ben?
Unfortunately, I didn't. No.
Yeah, and our slogan is make it, save it, spend it wisely. Okay, and so we all figured out how to make it. The question is whether or not we're saving it and spending it wisely. And I think that's That's a question in so many people's minds. Am I saving like I should? And am I making good decisions about where I spend my money?
So let's.
I plan on winning the lottery, so
So you don't have to worry about savings.
I have a quick
this is
question.
my financial plan.
How long has Money Week been going on? How many years has this happened?
I think this is our 7th or 8th year. So we are growing each year, getting a little bit bigger and reaching out to more and more of the community because we just think, it's not a one-time thing. It's budgeting and planning how you spend your money is a lifelong, pursuit. Some days we do it better than others. Some days I buy more chocolate than I should, but it's always about just coming back and kind of checking where you are. And so I don't think we'll ever give up on it because it's, we have, like I said, there's a need for it in our community.
So the Federal Reserve, are they the main sponsors?
We are part of the leadership team and we're
Okay.
very engaged with it, but it is very much a partnership across all of our
Okay.
partners.
So you have like 100 entities
Yep.
all over the city. Is it just Houston?
So there are similar financial Money Smart Weeks across the country during April. We have one that's just Houston Money Week for us. We have it at a little bit different time than other cities, and the reason for that actually is to accommodate some of the school testing schedules. We want to make sure that families can be engaged with their children because we think that's an important place. The younger you are when you learn about financial literacy, the easier it is.
Well, I'll tell you.
It's important. It's an important subject that you guys are really passing to families and kids, especially. And I know a lot of the adults could use it. So
I like the
hats
part
off
where
to
you're
you.
saving for college.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nowadays college is expensive. I don't care where you go to school. You can go to ACC. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Just the books alone cost you a couple $100.
And it continues to go up. The price
Yeah.
continues to rise every year, year after year.
And that's like a whole hour discussion in itself.
But also,
Bernie Sanders for president.
but also teaching the community on taking care of their credit. A lot of people do not understand how important when you're young and you use those credit cards when you're in college, how that's going to affect you when you're older and you're trying to purchase your home, a car, somewhere. I think that's a great education part of Money Week is the credit part.
And I was going to say it's incredibly important because those credit card offers continue to come in the mail, and they just they bombard you as soon as you turn 18. They just start bombarding you, and if you go to the college, they'll have tables. The banks and credit card companies have tables set out, and if you don't know how to manage that very well, then before you know it, you're in $1,000 of debt. Now you're in $2,000 because now you went and got another credit card. Then you got another one. It continues to rise, and you can't figure out how to get out from under it as well. So
I need to wear your hat.
I'm more than happy to share that.
And
That is the
and
front
I am
there.
volunteering Javier to wear it.
It looks good.
Hey,
Hold
I
on,
can
here
play
we
baseball
go.
with this one.
It just
Rodeo
changes.
time.
All your shows should start like that.
Man, I feel like a pirate.
It changes everything
What you
as soon
think,
as you put
Pat?
the hat on.
Pat, what you think?
I can say so many bad things.
You know when you put on the hat, you get all the
I'm saying
wisdom
that-
of Ben Franklin.
This is a damn good show. What were you saying?
I said when you put on the hat, you get all the wisdom of Ben Franklin.
You get all the
Comes
Ben
with the
Frank
hat.
All I
wisdom.
need is the hook. All right, we're going to take a little break because they're laughing at me over here. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on in our community because I'm sure you guys are working Houston area, right? You're all over East End and North Side. So let's find out what's going on our end. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Latino Talk TV. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Houston Money Week. As you know, there's plenty of events to go to, and April 15th is like right around the corner. How many more days till April 15th? Quick.
18 days?
Is 18 days? 20 days?
Right. Not enough.
Something like that. Not enough days. So I'm sure some of you need all the help you can get, including myself. Now, tell me a little bit about what you all do and how you got involved, first of all. So, Ms. Veronica, we'll start with you. Where do you work and how did you get involved?
Certainly. So I work for Whitney Bank. I've been in banking almost 15 years, and very specifically in the mortgage, the community mortgage side of the bank for over 10. And what I get to do on a daily basis is really work on the front line with mostly first-time home buyers, mostly low and moderate income families who, and I get to connect them with the programs available to them to help them buy their first home. And it's part of my outreach and the advocacy that I do on the personal and professional side is educating the community on the fact that there's home ownership. Home ownership creates community, security, stability, and so that's what I get to do on a daily basis is really connecting families with the programs available to them to buy their first home.
You don't sound like a banker to me. You sound like a community relations person for your bank.
That's a lot of what I do is a lot of the community development. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Mr. Ever Ramirez.
So I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones. I've been in the financial industry now for 14 years now, and the way that I got involved with Houston Money Week, my passion and the reason why I do what I do is because no one ever took the time to tell my mom, hey, this is what you should do for retirement. This is what you should put your money. This is what you should invest it. And so I wanted to be able to give back to the community. My family and I have been incredibly blessed, and I wanted to be able to give back and educate people about investing and showing them what the importance of it is and also what it is. A lot of times we don't know what a mutual fund is or what a stock is or how to pick a stock or what to look for in a stock or annuities or life insurance policies, things of that sort.
Or real estate.
Or real estate,
Yeah.
or REITs, which is another real estate investment. And so as a financial advisor with Edward Jones, my job is to help people plan for their future. I like to say that our firm's motto is making sense of investing. And that's really what we do. Where I make sense and help people make sense of what investments are, what is a 401k, what is an IRA, those types of things and how they help people.
So building wealth.
Building wealth and keeping their wealth as well.
I tell you that that certainly is important information that they're dispersing. And it couldn't when everybody's thinking about money at tax time, it couldn't come at a better time.
Right.
I don't like thinking about April 15th, to be honest with you. Because I know with a business, you got to dot your I's and cross your T's with all the paperwork, and there's a lot involved. And if you miss something, guess what? You're redoing it in a couple months because they're going to send it back and say, you know what, this doesn't look right.
It didn't work. Yep.
Yeah. So, by the way, Miss Susan Kaiser has a cool name. Is it Kaiser
Kaiser, that's it.
or Kisser?
It's Kaiser like the roll,
Kaiser.
but not spelled like the roll. So Kaiser.
Okay. I like your name.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what do you do?
I work at the Federal Reserve Bank, and I'm the Economic Education Coordinator, which means that I get to help people understand economics, which is my favorite subject, and monetary policy, which is what the bank does. After watching the election campaign stuff, it's really apparent to me that most people don't understand economics, and it's really an important thing for us to understand. And then also personal financial literacy. And so I work a lot with teachers and with the public, helping them understand what they need to teach so they can do a better job of teaching it. An example of a group I worked with HISD with their librarians at their Title I schools to put books in the libraries and lesson plans in for the teachers to use so that when the student reads a book, it's not just a book, it's a book here's a book about financial literacy. Help the teachers understand how to teach that, because the teachers, some of them don't know how to teach that subject. And so we have lesson plans already ready, they're all free, and they can use that. And so I have the best job in the world.
That sounds cool.
It
the
is.
Federal Reserve Bank, by the way, if you haven't been there, it's a beautiful facility right off Allen Parkway, and they do tours. Is it Monday through Friday?
Yep. Sign up online, you can find out about them. Yep.
Monday through Friday. And by the way, they house a lot of money there. I'm not gonna tell you how much, but
And you're able to leave with some money as well
Yes.
oh
when you
yeah,
leave.
they
We
got
get
the little
souvenirs.
coins or what? What do they got?
No, well, they have this little shredded money that
Oh,
they
shredded
get,
money.
little
So we are
shredded money.
responsible for making sure that the currency that's in circulation is in good shape. So when currency gets worn out or somebody tears it or writes on it, we actually shred it.
You know what? You know what? Let's talk about that. I always wondered about that.
That's true, yeah.
We actually really do
Because you
shred
have
it.
all those people that make little things out of the coins. So obviously they come out of the flow of the market, right? And the dollar bills, sometimes you see them making little
The origami.
paper little deals, and
Origami.
Or
yeah,
copies,
and
Yeah, so legally you're not supposed to do that, but I
well,
don't think the
I won't
government
tell who did it, but his name is Javier.
Yeah, I'm an origami specialist. Yeah, I do that all the time.
So explain how that works. So you all do it there at your offices, or do they do it somewhere else?
So we actually have, yes, we have responsibility for making sure that cash that comes in. So we're a bank for bankers. They bring their cash there. We're going to inspect to make sure there's no counterfeits because we don't want counterfeits being circulated. And we're actually going to shred it there. We actually take the shred and we have a partnership with Goodwill Industries right here in Houston. We take that shred to them. They have people that are then have jobs putting the shred into little bags and putting stickers on it, et cetera. And we actually give them away to people that when we go out and talk about financial literacy, or if people come to visit, and we're able to let people see that shredded money because it's kind of a cool takeaway from, you know,
Yeah.
coming to tour and talk. And it's a reminder to think about, hey, is my money just going to waste being shredded, or am I investing my money wisely and using it to benefit myself?
Wow.
I heard it was very expensive now to actually make your coins. More expensive than what they're worth, like the penny.
So I don't know. The U.S. Mint is actually responsible for the coins, and the Federal Reserve, along with the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, is actually responsible for the bills themselves. So I could tell you the bills cost between 5 and about 14 cents each to make, depending on the amount of security. If you look at a $1 bill, no security. But if you look at a $100 bill, you know, lots of security, because we don't want Benjamins running
You're
around that are
famous.
not real.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went to the Mint. I guess it was in D.C.
Yes.
Do they have one in Philadelphia?
No, but they have one in Denver also.
They have one in Denver.
There used to be
Okay,
one
I
in
went to the one in
Philadelphia.
Denver. I bought these sheets of dollars that hadn't been cut. I
Yeah.
thought that was the coolest thing.
Yep.
I brought them home and I took them different places. They're like, that's not real.
It is real.
It is real.
It is real.
It's just not cut up.
So and that's the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. There's actually one in Fort Worth, and they also give tours if anybody gets a chance. It's a great thing to watch them printing money for the United States.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is.
You know, I never got off to that, Ben. I know I've been to D.C. a few times, and they all want to take me to the Mint. Why do I want to look at money I can't have?
I don't know what to tell you.
No, man. It was very depressing. Like, oh, look, there's $100 billion right there on that on that pallet. The holy spokes.
Yeah, so do they have someone that's in charge of looking at all the dollar bills and making sure they're okay?
So we actually utilize some amazing technology to do
Oh,
that.
okay.
We have high-speed counting machines with all kinds of optical readers, et cetera, et cetera, et
And
cetera.
they kick out the dollars that
Yes.
are no good.
Mhm.
Okay.
that are either worn and shred them, or those that are counterfeit that we would need to investigate and turn over to the
And
Secret
what
Service.
percentage are counterfeit?
Enough, but we catch them, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Yeah.
You got that?
So, but they normally catch that at the bank, or is that what they showed you to the Federal
so
Reserve?
we
Hey,
want-
we
so we
think
want
this
banks-
might be bad.
We want banks to catch them, and banks have some strategies they use. Veronica could tell you they know what to look for. They have pens they can use to check the ink and everything. And so we want the banks to check them, as well as our small business owners that can find out about that, talking to their bank. How do we catch those counterfeits? But some get through, and we're going to take those and turn them over to the Secret Service, and then they're going to deal with that.
It's amazing the technology that's out there. As a former banker, these cash counters, they catch those bills as they're going through, and they spit them right out, and then you just pull them out, and you saw the paper and everything that they use is so good that to the naked eye you would look at it and it would look just like a actual bill, like it's okay. But once you goes through these counters or through the equipment that the Federal Reserve uses, they're able to catch it very quickly and easily and send that out. And it's just amazing the technology that they have there.
And you can feel the difference. When I started in banking as a teller, we would count tens and thousands of dollars, and you can just feel immediately the difference. Through enough experience, you can catch it pretty quickly.
I wouldn't be able to tell.
That's because you don't have no money, man. You have nothing to count.
My dollars.
The Irish keeps the money away from you.
That's true. I want you to know she gave me $20 this week to spend. I got $20 to spend on lunch. But that's okay. So getting back to the different entities that are involved, is it like multiple banks, or are you the only bank, or is it multiple agencies, or tell me what's the makeup of the group?
So we have over 25 financial partners. Those are going to be banks and credit unions. We have a lot of nonprofits. We have education. So we have HCC, U of H, HISD, and then a lot of nonprofits that are engaged in helping people better their lives. But anytime you're thinking about bettering your life, what's a big component of it? Your finances, right? And so no matter who we're working with, if they're going to have opportunities to talk to people about how do I handle my money better.
Well, they say divorce, like 50% of the people that get divorced are because of financial problems.
Reasons, yeah.
Same thing with reason, over 65% of kids quit college after they've started. Number one reason,
Finances.
finances. It's not because they're not smart enough. If you're not smart enough, they tell you don't come, right? They don't accept you. So it's the money. So money keeps derailing our lives.
Interesting.
So if we can learn how to handle it, so we handle it rather than it handling us, right? And then life becomes a lot better.
So true, Ben.
So how many kids do you have going to college?
2.
2. Right now? They're
Right
going
now,
at the same
2.
time?
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
I know that's tough.
I know.
Yeah.
I tell you, man.
You applied for scholarships for them?
Oh yeah, we did all the FAMSA paperwork and all that. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So did any luck with scholarships?
Yeah. Well, not so much scholarship, a lot of grants, a lot of other financial aid without having to go to a loan. It was good. I remember, man, when I was in high school, my dad had my brother, my oldest brother John, in college, and the 3 younger ones.
Optometrist, by the way.
Me and my 2 younger brothers were at St. Thomas High School at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And then my youngest brother was in private school. Matter of fact, near here, I live in Guadalupe. So, and he did it all by himself. He takes a lot of pride in that. He said, I paid for that. I did it all by myself. I didn't want my wife to work.
Wow.
So he always tells us that, and it took a lot of pride in that. So.
Wow. It's tough. Do you have kids in college?
I have children that are graduated from college, and it was what he talked about. The FAFSA is a really important form for families to fill out. It will help them not only get any grants and scholarships, but also work study programs on campus. So wonderful. So FAFSA, FAFSA, an important form for families to fill out if they're looking at college opportunities.
Absolutely.
I know you have like a little one, right?
I do.
You have a little one. You already saving up?
Already saving. Absolutely.
How about you?
I have 2. I have a little one, a 2.5-year-old.
You're saving up already?
And a 2-week-old, actually.
Wow.
And I am already saving there.
My condolences. I'm not getting any sleep.
My eyes are being held open by pins now.
I got you.
But already saving up, and that's very important. And I think that's one of the things at the Houston Money Week events that we talk about is the college savings. There's 529s, which is a college savings plan where you can put money into this college savings plan and it grows tax-free. Or let me rephrase it, tax deferred, because if you take the money out and spend it and go on vacation for yourself instead of giving it to your kid, then you have to pay taxes on whatever gains. But if you use that for college, you don't have to pay any taxes on any of that money. And then your child is able to go to college, pay for room and board as well. And then there's also custodial accounts where you can buy individual stocks. So for my son, we have Disney stock that we have purchased for him. And that we've seen that already grow. And that's going to be things that we're going to be able to pass down to him as he gets older. And if we need that to pay for college expenses, it's something that we'll be able to have for him as well. And so there's a lot of good things that at these events that we're going to be hosting.
So I had 2 kids that were college age. Luckily, one's finished with school. Thank God. He's actually a police officer now.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, yeah.
He's out of school, and then I have another one that kind of goes in and out of school. He's trying to figure out which way he wants to go. Yeah. But I'm lucky in the fact that I only have one going to college right now. So I'm over.
Yeah, but you still have 2 more coming
I have
up.
2 more coming.
Oh,
I have 2 more kids.
are you saving for it? Is the question, Ben?
I'm gonna say my wife is,
There we
but I'm not positive. Because she's really good about saving money for the kids too. So I'll tell you what, my hat's off for anybody that puts their kids through college, 4 or 5 at a time.
Yeah.
And with your dad going to high school,
Yeah.
private school and high school, I mean, that takes a lot of money
Yeah, I tell you.
and a lot of responsibility,
me and my-
a lot of sacrifice.
We just coming back from, we have our yearly family reunion every Easter. We rent the biggest beach house in Surfside. So all of us are there together and we talk about that. I remember my brother told me, you know what? And he's real good. My brother Jaime is very good at saving, you know. I told my son, I said, you know, I think your Uncle Jaime, I think he's a millionaire. And so he goes and tells my brother, he goes, Uncle Jaime, my dad says you're a millionaire. He goes, not quite. But one of the things, that Jaime told me, so you know what? After going through all this and looking and see how I said, I know why my dad was always so upset at that time when he had these worries on his shoulders by himself, you know. And but you know, he did his best. He did it. So very, very.
My
proud of
wife's family, actually, it's 4 girls. My wife's family, 3 of them went to UT. 3 of them at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Ben.
Yeah, that's incredible, huh?
Yeah.
And how? And my mother-in-law, she cleans houses for a living. And my father-in-law, he's a truck driver. He's a dump truck driver.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
They managed to make it.
That's a great story, Ben.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I'd be curious to see how many people are out there that actually need your services that could attend some of these events. So you have a couple events. I want to recap of what we talked about. So we have an event at Ripley House on April the 9th. And by the way, in case you're not familiar with Ripley House, it's on Navigation, just east of downtown. We have the scavenger event, and that's where again?
That will be held the
13th through the 16th.
13th through the 16th.
At,
The
And
kickoff will be at the New Houston Chronicle building,
okay.
okay, on Wednesday night. And then the ending will be at Moulak Rod Eastside University Learning Center.
Yes.
And then we have a veterans event at the hospital, the Veterans Hospital.
That's correct.
And that's on is it Holcomb?
Friday.
Yep, on Friday,
Okay.
15th.
So we have a lot of events. And of course, the Ripley House has events throughout the week also to help you fill out your paperwork for the IRS. Now, I'm going to be very upset if you don't have yours done by the 15th, Javier.
Hey, mine gets done. Mine gets done.
And I do want to add, those are the signature events for Houston Money Week, but there's a lot of other events. If they go to the website, www.houstonmoneyweek.org is where they can find an entire list of all the events. I mean, there's, I think, almost 100 events, in total from start to finish through the entire Houston Money Week celebration. So there's a lot of kind of smaller events that will be held. Some of them are family friendly, some of them are for the kids, for adults, for veterans, small businesses. So if they'll visit the website, they'll be able to see the entire event catalog and register directly from there, and they're all free.
Okay. And Kaiser, do they have events throughout the year at your facility that you want to talk about?
No.
No?
Well, so the Federal Reserve Bank actually does a lot of activity.
Yeah.
We have a conference center in our building,
Okay.
and so we are very engaged in the community, both helping them not just do personal financial literacy, but educating them. So I do everything there from teacher trainings, where we're going to train teachers throughout the year, since that's what I do there, to engaging different organizations, Greater Houston Partnership, organizations like that might come into the bank that we might work with. Some of the Hispanic Chamber we've worked with, Urban League. I mean, it's a lot of different organizations. If we can help them with looking at economics and financial issues, we're going to do that.
And it does, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I was just saying, so what's, coming to the end of it, you give them a lot of information. What's one thing all kids need to be doing right now? Give me one thing the kids need to be doing for their financial future.
I'm going to say saving.
Saving?
It doesn't matter if it's from every $10 you get, if you take $2 or $3 from that and put that away with interest, with compounding interest, with dividends and capital gains, that if you're investing it, that's going to turn and that's going to double, and that's free money that you're getting. And so for me, what I would say is it's saving money. Dividends.
What's the rate nowadays for savings? What are
Uh,
you getting back?
So in a savings
year?
a savings account, the savings account right now is paying you on average about 0.10%. So it's not very high right now. Interest rates are low. But then you can also, if you go into a mutual fund, something very conservative, you can find anything paying you from 1 to 6% interest. And so there's a lot of things out there for them.
And I would like to add one thing to that. I think one of the things young people need to understand, do I need it or do I want it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we think we need it and it's really a want, and so we don't always make good purchasing decisions. So if we can understand, what do I really need to be happy and to meet my needs, and what do I want, so maybe I don't need to purchase that, or maybe I can wait till it goes on sale.
You know, I have a great story. I forgot who it was, but it was somebody on the show told him, you know, he went and bought a very expensive car. And he told him,
Hey, to cut you off.
1 minute? I got one real quick. Basically, what he says is, he tells Grandpa, Dad, you know, Grandpa, I bought it for investment. He goes, son, I don't know about you, but my investments never lose money. They never depreciate and lose money. So think about that.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, we'll see you next week. We're here every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. live television. We'll see you later. Bye.